Hi everyone, it's Rita. I still have the, was sort of prepping, getting ready for an Akashic reading. So I do Akashic readings, and for May, I have a discount. It's half price for 60 minutes for $120. And you just send me an email to SMILECITRINE@protonmail.com. I'm out in Sedona, Arizona, and I've been staying at a friend's house for a while, and so she's coming this week. So this week it's going to be kind of full, but next week I'll have more availability. So and I'm available Pacific time until 4 o'clock. And so I kind of spread the readings out so I have time, so that I have time between them and stuff. But they've been really beautiful readings, and I would love to, I'd love to do a reading with you, and I will be doing an Akashic class online. So if you feel called to that, you need to get Dr. Linda Howe's book and start reading it, How to Access the Akashic Records. And if you get the audio version, Sounds True, her original publisher, had her teach the class. So it's actually her teaching the class. And she has a beautiful light meditation in there. That's who I studied with. She's the first person to get her doctorate in Akashic Studies. So back to the whales. So what I was hearing was they wanted me to also share with you, you guys didn't only one person asked a question, so that's kind of what I went in there with. But they want you to understand, like, people keep talking about ascension and stuff like that. And it's really a remembering of who you are. Everyone's had lifetimes on this planet and off this planet. And there's a oneness, there's a connection. There is a connection to everything. But if you ask these pilots, it's like, so the planet is moving back to its original position. You've probably heard that about the North Pole or the South Pole and the shifting that's going on. And if you talk to a pilot, they'll tell you for a few years now, or a number of years, they have to change the coordinates. So the planes, they put the right coordinates in so the plane lands in the right spot. Well, that's because the planet is moving back into its original alignment. And the Whale Council wants you to know that that's what's going on in your body right now as well. So don't be too concerned about changes and things that the bodies are going through. And then they wanted you to understand that they swim in beautiful wisdom every day. Water holds information and wisdom. And that's part of why they have this connection, and they want to encourage you to go into like beautiful, high vibrating, water, whether it's an ocean, a sea, a lake, a glacial lake. I go in and you can, they were like, you tell them what you do, Rita. So what I do when I go to the sea, and I used to live near the sea in Cape Town, South Africa. It was amazing. And every morning we would get up and close to sunrise and either go to Fishhook or to a dam area that I can't tell you where that is. This guard kind of let us swim there early in the morning. So, but I was blessed, and I would go into the water, and I always go in, and I'm always like, what do I need to know? What do I need to know? And I just open myself up to the wisdom that comes forward. But that's what the sea and the oceans and stuff allow you to do. So if you're near the water, go in and do that. And think of me, because I'm in a beautiful place in Sedona, but I miss the sea. I miss being near the sea. I lived in Florida for a while, and it was a blessing to be able to go to a beautiful state park beach, or national park. I guess it was a national park beach near the Space Center. And so what else do we need to know? There's an amazing hawk flying outside. It just flew down and back. So yeah, so I'm hearing, there's the feather energy. The whales are like, yes, there's the feather energy, but the whale energy is, you're more about the whale energy than anything else, because you're mostly water, and your body kind of swims in water. The physical aspect of you swims in water. And then you have this energy all around you. And that comes through in the film that we're working on called The Revelation of You. Alex Lipton was here in Sedona in the house last week, and we did some interviews. We did one with Dr. Eben Alexander, who's a neurosurgeon who had a near-death experience and went to heaven. And he was in a coma, and there was a woman energy that showed him around heaven, and he would find out after he came out of his coma over a year later that he had a half sister who had died, and so he knows that to be her. And people will take photos of him often on stage, and when he starts talking about her, and they take a photo, he'll feel emotional, and there's a purple orb that's normally near him. So that's sort of the stuff you see in our film. So the main message is we don't die. Our energy continues, and I hope that our film helps people with grief, because I spent a lot of years in grief over my grandmother, perceived losses in my life, and I know that's part of my heart calling, on the planet, is to help people with grief and for you to remember who you are and how powerful you are, and regenerative. I was just watching a video yesterday about the liver. Do you know the liver regenerates itself like very quickly? And there are some things you can do to help with the liver. So the Dr. Berg, B-E-R-G, on YouTube's got some shares around that. He's a very interesting guy. And then there's a woman who I can't think of her name right now, and she's in the UK. She teaches a lot of detox classes, and I'll put both of them down below, at least their names, if you want to check them out. But the thing is, we're regenerative, and you see, like in the United States, we're one of the only countries, us and Australia, interestingly enough, that the pharmaceutical companies can put ads on TV, and our thoughts become things. So you have to understand, like, people understand these things, and the more that you can just focus on your wholeness, you're regenerative, you're powerful, you're amazing beings, just, own that as much as you can every day, and try to turn off anything that doesn't tell you that you're regenerative. So the whales are like, yay! They're like happy that I shared that, because I was like, oh, I cut into your time here. And they're like, no, we want people to understand how powerful they are, and connected. And that when we talk, our energies can go around the planet, our vibrational energy. It's all vibration and sound. And so what about like when we see whales beached up? There's usually messages when whales beach up. And it could be pointing you in the direction of, with sonar, like something that's happened to mess up their frequencies, but they want you to understand that there's an agreement around every sort of what is perceived as a death or a disconnect from the physical. Never own a victim energy for us or anyone. As you all are powerful, we are powerful, and we would never give our power over to your government or any of these things. So just understand there's messages when you see whales beached somewhere. That's so interesting. So own your power, own your distinction from what is portrayed to you as degenerative or genetically interfered with or whatever. You're powerful beings, and any of the programming that is part of your DNA is being released, and you will learn more and more how powerful you are. And the children being born on the planet in the last 20 years understand that. They may come across as disinterested in your ways of being, and more so than you were disinterested in your parents' way of being. The children give their power away less and less, which should be applauded and rewarded. All right, we're almost at 10 minutes. I'm really sorry. All right, blessings and love to you. Have a great day.